Anyway, welcome back to the show. We are talking about loneliness, but not loneliness as a big topic. We're talking about it as the reason why people sometimes get into a relationship. So, what do you think loneliness is, first of all?
Loneliness is an act of being lonely.
Loneliness seems cumbersome, seems like a big word,
Mm-hmm.
but really, what we're talking about is people not wanting to be alone. Why do you think people have a fear of being alone? Yes, I think that should be the actual topic.
I think everyone desires companionship,
Okay.
right? They want to have a person they call their own,
Okay.
no matter how tough that person seems to be, no matter how secluded, no matter how I don't like the idea of relationship or marriage or together. I like my space. I love to be all alone, like in my space. Don't come and disturb my peace, my quiet time. It's a lie. Deep down inside, if they truly have to tell you how it is doing them inside, they really desire to have just one person they could call on at any time. They could be themselves without faking it or without trying to impress. You know, that person that gives them that sense of calm and peace within, right? And I feel a lot of persons tend to run away from that truth, but we all desire to have someone in our lives in order to run away from that loneliness thing.
Okay, I think I agree that some persons cannot do without having a person of their own. But my question now is, should you be in a relationship to crave companionship?
Okay, this is a tricky one, but in my opinion, I would say no.
Okay.
Because ideally, I'm from the school of thought where I would advise as an individual, you find yourself first.
Right.
You understand you first.
Right.
Until you get to that stage of knowing you as a person, understanding you as a person, loving you as a person, enjoying your own company. I don't think you should get into relationships.
Right. So, the lot of you may have now come to realize that I have a thing for people jumping into a relationship when they don't have their lives in order. And I think one of the reasons why people would get into a relationship so quickly is because they have a fear of being alone. So I've had some people around me sometimes say, I don't know when I enter this relationship. Like, I don't even know when this thing takes start. Just came out of a relationship. You haven't even sorted through, what exactly happened? What could have happened if I had done this differently? For instances where it's maybe your fault that the relationship ended, and even when it is not even your fault, you need to sit down and take stock of, how did I not see this happening? How did I let it get to this point? So if you are, I feel like there are so many of us now who are in this situation.
You're guilty. A lot of us are guilty of
this
this
thing. So there are 5 reasons why you may currently be in a relationship because you were lonely. And so many of you don't even realize it. And the first one is jumping into a relationship after you just got out of one. So have you or anyone close to you entered a relationship like that? Or do you have somebody that is always acting out like that? Like once this relationship is over, the next thing, bam, you call them one day and they're like, my babe, I don't get a new boyfriend though.
I did my guy house.
Yeah, that kind of be like,
which guy?
No be no, they just break up.
No, not be that one. That idiot. No, not be him. Now this person is like, how?
Do you think his loneliness accounts for that, or it's just this person's personality? I think people actually fall in love that quickly.
Is that falling in love?
I think
that's you searching for companionship, like looking for that closeness. It's I think that's the fear of being alone.
Right.
Because as soon as this person leaves, you just hop into the next ride. As soon as this ride leaves, you hop into the next one.
And I think it's the same thing that accounts for people not having a life of their own outside of their partners. Do you agree?
Yes, I do. And not having enough self-awareness or self-knowledge, rather, not really knowing themselves as themselves. So because you don't even have time to spend with yourself and understand why that relationship ended, what were the reasons. Was I the one that was wrong all through? Was there something I was doing wrong? Is there something about my character, my attitude
that is maybe triggering this part of this
that need fixing? Is it that I need a lot of alone time, right? I need to just stay in this singleness a little bit and build, learn, unlearn, develop, so I don't keep attracting the same
kind of men
all over again and then crying the same cry.
I like that. I like that. And another reason why you may be in a relationship because you are lonely is you are not sure why you like this person. So I give you an instance. I've heard a guy say to me one time, "Oh, Mara, I'm in a relationship with this person." I said, "Okay, how long?" He said, "For 3 months." I said, "Okay, so what's the problem?" He said he does not understand what they are doing together. Okay, our first question to him was, under what circumstances did you meet this person? What attracted you to this person? Did you guys have any conversation, any in-depth conversation to find out, oh, what do I like? What does she like? How do we align and whatnot? And I feel like that's another thing. If we don't call this one fear of loneliness, I think I'll call it lost. Because I remember asking him, oh, describe her physically.
And he was all sexy about
yes, exactly.
That was what drew him in. It's just like it's the same loss you're talking about. That was what took him into that. From let me just hit once to hit twice.
I mean, people are liars.
To hit the third time. And then before you get to know, you like you just wake up like, oh my god,
actually relationship. Yes. And because they always think like women they would not give you sex if you don't tell them that
you love them, or you
you
want to be in a relationship.
Which is a bloody lie.
We want the truth. If you meet us, say, girl, you look beautiful, I like your physique, I like everything about you physically, and I just want to get in bed with you.
To be fair, there are women who like you to lie.
Just come.
To be fair. No. To be fair,
why would I want you to waste my time?
Honestly, there are women who want to be lied to, and which is why you would bed a lady tonight, and then the next morning she's like, what are we?
Like
pencils in the hands of the So yeah, if as a lady you find out that you don't realize why you're with this person, it is basically because you didn't want to be alone, and now you've gotten into it and you're stranded. Like,
stop getting into
how do I get
relationships out of uncertainty?
Yes,
doesn't make sense.
Yes, I agree.
You end up getting hurt. You end up getting broken-hearted, and you end up disturbing your friends with unnecessary tears and mental stress and drama.
Drama, very key.
Imagine me going to beat that dude for breaking your heart. That unknown to me that you will hop into the next boss that is coming, and then next minute I call you, it'll be like, how you feeling today? Hope you're feeling much better. Hope you're not thinking about that stupid boy. It'll be like, which boy? I beg you, I did Solomon. Have Solo what?
And I think it is this reason that most people get to a point where it feels like they are toxic. Now, the third reason here says you feel needy and panicky. So, because you didn't sort through your life, you didn't get your money up before getting into a relationship. You did not think about, oh, what does Maranatha want to do with her life? And what do I want to do with my money? What do I want to do about this thing? The next thing, you've attached yourself to a man. Now you want this man to be everything for you. Your alpha, your omega, God forgive me. But you want this man to be everything for you. Now you get into that relationship, they break your heart. You carry that baggage, boom, into the next one. That one too, do it, break your heart, because apparently they are communicating to you, but you are not listening. This is not what this person wants. But because you have that fear of being alone, you have become needy. So you go into every relationship demanding love. And maybe they're offering you love, but it's not the kind of love that you need. But because you haven't sat down to understand, oh, this is not how I want to be loved. How do you communicate how you want to be loved to the next person?
Okay, first I'm from a school of thought where you don't get into a relationship and demand for how you want to be loved. I think that's being selfish.
How?
Let me
Please explain.
Let me explain.
Please explain.
I feel you should seek for how to love that person.
It's 50-50.
Okay, yes.
The reason is because your love language may be different from mine. So if your love language is quality time and my love language is maybe service, you have to tell me, like, I have to understand that if I'm doing something for you, it is not how you want to be loved. But because you can't communicate that to me, you're needy.
Okay, let me explain myself better. Just like you said, love languages differ, right? And let's say my love language is all touchy. I want. Yours is not that. Yours is gifts, right? You love gifts, and then we tend to get into a relationship, and all I'm doing to you is touching. And if you're going out, like, you're going out, can't we just sit and talk? Can't we just have that time together? And then you're not looking at me like, what were we doing a few minutes ago? You know, to me, I would not feel loved. I will not feel cared. Calm down, because I'm giving you what you do not.
Because you haven't communicated it to the person.
A lot of people don't sit to communicate. That's why
the point I'm driving at. You have to tell somebody how you want to be loved.
Relationships that don't last, because we get into a relationship assuming you should know. My thought said you should know. Me acting this way, me giving you this way. I said. Okay.
You said you disagree, but now we've circled back to the same thing I said. If you don't communicate, so if your love language is, what did you say, physical touch? Mine isn't. I want to love you. I have to give you what you need. In order for you to feel loved, you have to give me what I need. See, it's a compromise.
Okay, what I mean? What I'm trying to say is, I understand what you're saying. You have to give me what I need in order to feel loved.
In order for you to feel loved.
Yes. And I have to give you what you need in order for you to feel loved. Right? What I am trying to say is, but instead, most of the persons in relationships, I end up giving you what I think love is. What I think love is. What I need from you.
Which is why I'm still saying.
And then instead of like giving you what will make you happy, right? Yes. I give you what will make me happy.
Exactly. Which is wrong. Which is why the other person will not feel needy, because you're not giving them what they want. They keep hanging up to you, clinging on to you, and then it becomes tiring for the guy, for instance, because it's like, and they love you the best way I fit. And because you haven't been able to communicate with that guy, I see what you're doing, but this is not how I want to be loved. If you're in that kind of situation, you have a fear of being alone. Technically,
a serious one.
A serious fear, because now you're like, if I talk, if you go break up with me, that's that fear. And then for situations like, I don't like how this man is treating me. And but you know, if you open mouth talk,
be suffering in silence.
Because you feel like if you talk, say, guy, why you slap me?
That relationship don't
go scatter.
It go scatter. Sister, let it scatter. Brother, let that relationship scatter to the ground. As long as they're not doing it, I don't feel anybody deserves to be loved and cared for less.
Right.
You deserve the fullness of it.
Right.
Relationships is not 50-50. It's 100.
Right.
Bring it, I bring it. We bring it together. We get complete package all together. And everywhere we be soft.
I agree with you. The next thing is, with an ex. So I've had instances where people are usually saying, I love you. You know how all these best friend things usually happens? When a guy is lurking around you and waiting for you to break up with a guy, and then you guys now break up, and then he's offering care and concern, and then along the line somewhere, you now say, okay, let me pity the guy. This guy has been with me since people now start dating. Then every time you are crying, I still love my ex, blah, 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 and the guy is consoling you. Benny, you're in a relationship because you don't want to be lonely.
No, you are now you see that relationship. You see that new guy as a rebound. That's obviously. A lot of people don't accept.
But those kind of men, there are two types. One has good guy syndrome or savior syndrome, as I like to call it.
Okay.
You want to save everybody in the world. You feel like, oh, anyone is going through a tough time, it is my duty to be there for them. And that's how you get yourself into very stupid, complicated situations. And then the other type, they are there for you so that they can have sex with you and then dump you when they're done.
Well, that's
technically
sex.
That's what it is.
It's not just have sex. They're receiving their pension for those times they've been
That's
with
what I'm
you.
telling you. That's why there are two types.
They'll come
the
back,
good one,
they'll
but then
complain. They'll be like, you did this with it. They will not give you ways and ways on how to do it right. And in their mind, they're waiting for the right time
to strike. Yeah. So if you haven't gotten over your ex and you jump into a relationship and you make the mistake of saying, oh, I'm still reading about my ex and blah blah blah, and the guy accepts you, you must be mad. You must, if you think that person loves you, you must be
That's
freaking
not
mad.
true.
That's
you
not
know,
what
there's
it
some
is.
people that will even claim that one leads to marriage and all. If you have to be honest with yourself, you will not be genuinely happy.
Yeah.
Even if the person that shows up immediately after you ended that relationship is the right one, you still need some time to heal. You need time to heal. You need time to recover. You need time to tell yourself these things that happened in the previous relationship. I would make sure it doesn't repeat itself
again
in this new one. You need to work on a lot. Right. And then to allow yourself to go through that healing. Why do people run away from healing process?
It's hard and honest. People like to lie to themselves. I say it every time.
Why would you lie to you?
People are liars.
You can lie to the whole world, no problem. But the gift you should be giving yourself is to be truthful at all costs to yourself.
Some persons have mastered the art of lying to themselves that they forget what the actual truth is.
That's
It's like a person who has stayed with their friend and thinks, oh, their friend has the best life, and now they have to like everything their friend do everything their friend does. So at the end of the day, they forget who they actually are. So now, in a way, is a tainted truth. It's a tainted truth because now you've conditioned yourself to believe that you are actually like a friend, whereas you're only imbibing those characters because you feel like if you do that, then everything that your friend has, you attract it for yourself. So people are liars.
Now and then you start wondering why you're so unhappy, you're so bitter, you're so sad. Relationships don't work for you, and then you'll not be disturbing one pastor that's relationship like your village people that are sitting and eating their swallow in the village peacefully. You are disturbing that is not, whereas you are the village person that's hindering yourself to having a fruitful relationship.
True.
Please find time to heal.
Yeah.
Find time to learn new things. In fact, singlehood is not a terrible thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying it.
It's
not a terrible thing.
Yeah, there's a society defined for us that if you're not in a relationship, then something must be wrong with you.
It's a lie.
I feel like I enjoy my own company. Somebody walked into the house the other day, on Sunday, not even the other day, on Sunday, and they told me, please define who an introvert is. And I just started laughing. Because me, in myself, I'm an extrovert, right? If you take me out anywhere, I'll talk. But before you take me out, the process involved is a lot. Because I'd rather stay on my bed.
I would have to process it in my head,
honestly,
and tell myself,
especially if the sun is scorching.
You're talking about some. I have to think
it with you.
I have to think of what to wear. You know, me getting up from the bed, my comfort zone, leaving my phone behind, going into the bathroom to bathe, thinking of what to wear, and I'm finally wearing it, and then deciding, you see this door, I am going to open it, and I'm going to step outside, and I'm going to walk through this scorching sun. Just for what?
I have a problem with people. Do you know there was one Christmas? No, Easter break. I think I was in maybe 200 level. I went home for Easter break, and you know my parents locked me in the house. I didn't know I was in the house because they were disturbing me so much. Like everybody's going out. Where are you going to? I said I'm going out with my friend, which was a lie. You know, and then when they were going out and I heard them talking, when my siblings left, then my dad left, then it was my mom. My mom just looked around like, okay, I think she has gone out. I heard them talking, but I didn't say anything. Immediately they locked the door and left. I didn't think that she was going to lock the door. It was later on, my friend came around, my church colleague, and she called me. She's like, I'm at your house is locked. Where are you? And I said, I'm inside. Say, they locked you. I said, oh, they locked me. So, see, I enjoy my own company. I was telling somebody the other day, if I wasn't writing, I wasn't doing a YouTube or doing a podcast, I would enjoy this life, watching movies and reading books, and I'll be very much satisfied. And give me food, please. So I find it difficult to understand or connect. If somebody tells me, oh, I have a fear of being alone, or they're always worried about, oh, am I not attractive enough? Excuse you, that you're attractive is not enough reason to get into a relationship. That you have money, it's not enough reason to get into a relationship.
That's your, a lot of people don't tend to talk about this. They tend to hide it. That you have a high sex drive does not entitle.
It's not enough reason
for you to be.
And please, they say people should not be fornicating. Why are people having high libido? They say people should not be fornicating.
Who said?
So stay at home.
No, who said be specific?
Stay at home.
No. That's what they say. It is a sin to have fun. You see that fun, they're having fun, and you're giving some kind of ringtone. Is a sin. To say you want to pass time rather, is a sin. To say, there's nothing serious.
Please don't listen to whatever Leah is saying, right? Sin. But now the fifth and last reason why you may be in a relationship because you're lonely is because you find that you're always running away from this person.
I thought you wanted to say you discovered that his fridge is always stocked with food. Okay.
No, not that. That people get into relationship for very weird reasons. I've talked about it on the podcast. Okay. Very, very weird reasons. But this one is, so somebody asked you out, you said yes. Again, remember when I started, I said, you are surprised that, I'm in a relationship, I don't even know how I got here. So this is another reason. Every time they now call you, you're finding excuses. My mom is sick. My friend is around. This and this is happening. So if you find that you're in a kind of situation where a guy or a lady is avoiding you, just not ask yourself, but why am I even really in this relationship?
This point,
why am I really here? Because if you're hiding from the person and you say the person is your boyfriend, what exactly are you doing?
Yes. Okay, so this also draws me to you understanding your seasons. We all have seasons in our life. Don't look at me like I'm trying to be spiritual right now.
No, explain to us.
Like, we have seasons in our life. So you should know that I am in the season of being in a relationship. Okay.
I thought you wanted to say season where people are asking you out and you think, oh, now is the right time. It's not.
No, not
it's
that.
Not. I know
that
we women, there's a time. Yeah. All of a sudden you have an influx of everybody asking you out. It is not a reason to be in a relationship.
That, let me tell you, that's your village people sitting down in
I'm plotting,
I'm plotting your downfall. All of a sudden you start feeling, oh my God.
Wow, I have so many
is it now they're seeing me? So I find like that hot.
It's a lie.
Auntie,
never get into a relationship when you're not ready.
Hiding.
Yes, never ever.
Okay, but you should honestly try to understand the season you're in, so that as to avoid you just saying yes to any relationship proposal you meet because you're single, you don't want to be alone. Singleness does not mean being alone. You can be single and go on dates and enjoy your life.
I remember one time somebody told me that
you should know that this is the time to do
I have a vendetta against love, and I told them no. I have a vendetta against stupid people. I have a problem with people jumping into a relationship because the person is fine. Or because this person cares.
Or because this person can sort out my financial need.
Or fine, I like food. Maybe just buy me food. I'm the wrong person. So I would never, no matter how much of a kindness you show to me, if I feel like I'm not mentally ready to be in a relationship, I'm not going to do it.
You shouldn't be just mentally ready, emotionally and spiritually ready.
Obviously.
There are some people that come into your life and you realize that your spiritual life has died. Like it just goes and collapse. Look, that's why I'll still talk about this season. Know the season at all means. Understand your season. Know the season. Yes, know the season you're in. This season, I know I'm talking to one sister. Let me sound like I'm preaching right now.
I want to.
This is a season to be.
You know what to cut it out is because none of us understand the season you're talking about. And despite all these English you're speaking, we still don't understand what's knowing that season. How do you recognize that season? And I don't want to ask questions on it. So please.
And that's because you did not ask.
This is not the video for it. You know your season. Which season? How do we recognize this season?
You want to ask me the question?
Don't answer. No answer.
No, I must answer now.
I was to go into spiritual. That's why I'm saying I'm going to cut it off, because you need to explain what that season is, and this is not the video for it.
Okay. So just don't get into a relationship because of sex.
Yeah.
If you feel the need or the urge to make out, get a partner, protect yourself, do what you have to do, but don't get into a relationship because you're horny.
Right.
Don't.
I agree.
That's my 1 cent.
So again, go back on the 5 things we've mentioned. If you find yourself in any of these situations for whatever reason, trust me, you don't need to be in a relationship.
Not at all.
And there is something I would like to add here. If you feel like speaking to a therapist, because I know that sometimes we carry so much baggages.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, all of us carry baggage, right? But the problem is you have not sorted through that baggage. You carry that baggage, enter another relationship. That one break, you carry that same baggage, enter another relationship. There's no way that relationship is going to work out. Mm-hmm. Because you're not bringing problems that is not in your current relationship from other relationships. And the guy is going to be wondering, now me do you this thing, Abi, you carry out from somewhere come, which is a very big problem. Most people don't want you to come and complain about your ex to them.
Relationships
that you had previously
is not a place for you to
dump
your shits in. It's a place for you to lighten up.
Exactly. So if you feel like you can't speak to a therapist because it's too expensive, you can speak to somebody.
You can also chat us up on our YouTube channel and ask for help. Trust me.
Fine.
Help
you can do that. You can also write to my email. It's here somewhere. I can answer. If that doesn't work, go and read Bible.
Talk to God.
I'm serious. Go and read Bible. There are different passages to deal with loneliness, anger issues, whatever problem you're going through. Do that. And yeah. That's where we come to the end of this. Don't get into a relationship if you're lonely. Then discover yourself. Go on hikes. People used to make fun of me. And I'm like, I go on hikes because I like to meet people and talk.
Start a workout routine.
So do pick a hobby. Play volleyball. Play basketball. Take a walk. Walk down your estates.
Learn how to cook new meals.
Not for me, but yeah.
Yes.
You can try that.
It's therapeutic.
I said, not for
cooking,
me.
Cooking is.
Yeah,
for
you guys can try that. Please invite me. I like to eat, but like I don't like to cook.
Maranatha, you're not invited.
Thanks.
So learn how to. Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.